Hello, I'm Christopher Collins and I'm opening one of the boxes that came in the mail today on December 4th. It's something that I had ordered back in May, but I've been waiting for the book to get published, and I heard about this book from the Delta Flyers podcast with Robert Duncan McNeil and Garrett Wong interviewing the artist and author of this book by Dan Curry, and it finally came in the mail since I ordered this back in August of 2020, and it's the Artistry of Dan Curry. He's one of the creators and he's done all kinds of stuff. He's the designer of the Batlith and the Metglith from Star Trek, as well as a bunch of other things. He did the matte paintings and all kinds of cool stuff. And wow, I got this from Barnes Nobel, and boy does this thing have a lot in it. It's got all kinds of stuff for books to order, replicas of tea, and the Hard Rock Cafe, and oh wow, special introductory offer, $115 wine voucher. What? I wasn't expecting that. And I got a letter in here for St. Jude's Children's Hospital research. Kind of surprised all this stuff came in here. I wasn't expecting it. I've never ordered a book this far back, and all of a sudden it show up. And Dan Curry, he actually worked on some of the Star Trek movies all the way to Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, and even a little bit of Enterprise, working on props and designs for paintings and set designs and all kinds of cool stuff. Oh, so this is about giving to St. Jude's. And so it says, we need to ask you a favor. I'm asking for your help on behalf of the children who you're reading this, battling childhood cancer or deadly disease at St. Jude's Children's Hospital. Over 8,500 children walk through our doors each year, and St. Jude's relies on funding from people like you to continue saving the mission to help each and every one of them. I'm asking you to open our hearts with a gift and help with St. Jude's care for our children during these difficult times. Precious children like Keegan, support from life, friends like you to help St. Jude's provide hope and a real chance for life for children and families. So I'd like to offer you a St. Jude's tote bag for a donation of $10 or more by simply letting you know on our attachment form if you are interested. Keegan is a playful 4-year-old girl with lots to say. Her mom says she is the funniest thing. She may seem quiet at first, but if you were to get down on the floor with her, she would carry on an entire adult conversation with you. When she was just shy of 2 years old, little Keegan began walking in the middle of the night, holding her little teeny leg and crying out in pain. Through her words were few, she was clear when she was told her mother were hurt when the pain moved to her hand, and strange bruises began to show up on her body. Keegan's mother knew something more was to blame. Their local children's hospital called for blood work, and the results confirmed what her mother had feared most. Keegan had leukemia. She and her family were referred to St. Jude's, where the doctors immediately began working to save the sweet girl's life. And Keegan's mom was relieved to find out that the families never received a bill from St. Jude's for anything, not for treatment, travel, housing, or food, because we believed all a family would worry about is helping their children live. Can you imagine the weight that was lifted on our shoulders for kids like Keegan and their families. St. Jude and more in the hospital, it's hope. Her mother said St. Jude's is a miracle in itself. When you walk down the halls of St. Jude's, you see little miracles running around and fill you with so much joy. St. Jude's brings these kids in and makes them feel special through the worst part of their life. Please send any gift to St. Jude's. Continue hope for kids like Keegan. I want you to know how important his support is. Just a few dollars can make a real difference in treating a kid a children's cancer. It's why for a donation of $10 or more, I would like to offer a St. Jude's tote bag. Simply let us know on the attachment form if you are interested. Thank you for making St. Jude's a place where hope lives for Keegan and all other children. God bless for your good heart and any gift you give for children. And it gives Marlo Thomas. So it gives you all those forms and everything. And it shows you what the tote bag looks like and everything. So, anyways, there's all kinds of stuff like that in there. And so, yeah. Now I'm going to open the book. It's a nice heavy book too. Ooh. Nice smell to it. Oh, this is going to be cool about how making planets and compositing shots. Wow. And different art direction. Oh, this is a cool book. Under the Skin of a Person. Wow. Oh, and the sense of scale, how to get the scale to look appropriate when they're have the model versus the person. That's kind of cool. And this is so cool. Like, you get to see the scientific stuff and how they create visual effects and everything, and how they came out with looking different effects on stuff. Visual effects. What do you do to get an explosion to look the way it does on the camera? Wow, this is technical stuff in here. Oh, cool. And here's some sketches of how they made scenes on here. That's so cool. Getting body doubles done. That's for second chance, or I think it's second chances, or how they do data and lore. Oh, and it's got interviews with Michael Dorn. It says, I got to know Dan at the beginning of Star Trek The Next Generation. He would come down to the set and show us what to do for the effects, and heavens didn't even open up for anything, but it was clear he had a very, very good guy. He was a very humble and very smart person, and his unassuming that you would always depend on him for real answers, for real support without any ego. And it was later on that I learned more about him, and that he had real influence on how Worf developed. It was very first year I went to Gene Roddenberry because I had concerns that I was concerned that my character was always getting beat up constantly. So I asked Gene, what is this about? He said, besides Data, Worf is the most powerful person, means that these people are very powerful, and it makes a big impression. I said, okay, that makes sense, but he is also animalistic that he's always screaming and yelling and out of control. I would like to do something different. I really want to do something more in the lines of samurai martial artist, that type of thing. Gene said, hey, whatever you like. He was very open to that stuff. That is so cool, just hearing like the concept of how the characters saw things and how they would do stuff like that. I mean, you just don't get that kind of stuff out of most books. Oh, and now we get to learn about the evolution of different weapons and how the designs changed. That's so cool. Oh wow, and the concept for different weapons and how they were used in Deep Space Nine and Voyager and Enterprise and the Next Generation. Oh, that's kind of cool. And to see where the idea came from for like the mat cloth. It's kind of cool. And how it came from different swords. Oh, here's one everyone wants to know, where the idea for the board cube came from. How that changed. That's kind of cool. This is from like the season finale of Deep Space Nine. What We Leave Behind, and seeing the Bajoran caves. This is really technical stuff in this book. It's kind of cool. Just seeing how phaser drilling happens, or how they get the camera to get these particular shots. Or what did it look like on set versus the matte painting. Or how you get two shots and then have one side of it be one actor's side and then the matte painting be on another shot. It's kind of cool. Well, highly recommend getting this book. The Artistry of Dan Curie, the visual effects, weapons, and wonders from TNG to Star Trek Enterprise. It says it's $45 US and then $60 Canada and 29 pounds. So it's a pretty expensive book, but it's a really, you get your money's worth out of it. Well, thanks for watching. Please subscribe.